Hey guys, another episode of Interior Auto Mechanic. Today we're going to focus on, it's got 01 to 06 Hyundai Elantra. This is 06 here, so 04 to 06 is a little bit different as far as car-wise goes, but for interior, for the most part, it's all the same. This door handle is what we're going to be replacing today. It's not just this trim bezel, it's the actual handle itself behind there is broken. So yeah, hopefully we can get this repaired and get your car looking back to normal again. I'm going to show you what you need right now. This is what you need for most of this job. A simple Phillips screwdriver. You might need a flat at one point when we get to that point. I will show you. But for the most part, just a little bit of patience and a Phillips screwdriver, and pretty much we'll have this thing out of here relatively quick. Okay, so first let me identify the screws real quick where they're going to be at. You've got one right up in here, one here, one here, one right down there on the bottom of the door panel, and then there's another one. And as you come up, there are going to be two right over on this side. Let me get the shadow out of the picture. There's one there and one here. And I will show you how to remove this little cap to reveal the screw. After that, you've got two more, and they'll be behind these caps here. Like I said, I will show you how to remove the caps, but I'm going to go ahead and get mine pulled for right now, and I will be back in just a minute. Okay, so I've got the majority of these screws removed, with the exceptions of the ones with the caps on them, so I can actually show you all how to do it. This bezel piece here is broken, but typically what you're going to want to do is, let me just grab my replacement part real quick. So if this is sitting on here, obviously it's not on there perfect, but you'll pull your lever forward, and then this slides, it'll slide off. You're just going to have to believe me, it's a little hard to do one-handed like that. And that's how that bezel piece typically comes off. Now, for the ones with the caps on them, you're going to need, you can use a flathead to try and get on the inner edge part of the circle and remove it. My recommendation, if you have a little pick set, any type of pick set from, AutoZone or anything, is going to be perfect to get right in there and just pop those dudes right off. And then there are two Phillips screws. There's one on the bottom, one on the top. You got to get those removed. And then for these down here, basically flathead works best for these. You just get on the edge right here and wiggle your flathead up in there. Do not damage your door panel. And then the other side's the exact same way. So I'm going to remove these and I'll be right back. Okay, so I'm just going to do a real quick shot of, that's what it looks like with the cap off on those. And then also down here, you'll see they go back a little bit, but there is a Phillips in there, I promise, on both sides, unless some redneck removed it off of yours. But anyway, let me get these pulled and I'll show you how to take the rest of the door panel off. Okay, so all my screws are out. The easiest thing to do, I'm going to have to use my foot, but just, you're going to want to pull out a little bit on the bottom of this door panel. I'm going to have to do this with two hands, but you'll hear some clips pop. Hang on one second. Okay, so I just got on this end and kind of popped it off. You can work your way around to where now it's kind of floppy. And then now what you're going to do is stand up and then kind of pull up from this end and then work your way up. And then it just will come off just like that. And then to put it back on, all you're going to do is set it in face first like that, wiggle it down into your track, and so you get it put back on. But let's get this door handle removed. Okay, so now I've got the door panel pretty much freed up. I'm not going to take all the plugs off the back. You can if you want. I just don't want a chance of breaking anything. Anyway, there's what you're looking at. You're going to have a Phillips screw right there on the inside of this bracket for what holds this on. Once you do that, I'll show you how to take these cables off. Okay guys, so I'm figuring this is just going to be easier to show you on these broken pieces rather than try and show you on the door panel, because it's kind of a tight squeeze. So anyway, when you get to the point after taking the screw out, you're going to slide this piece here, which is the bracket that's going to have all of this door handle stuff on it. You slide it, well, let's see here, it'll be flipped, so you're going to need to slide it backwards towards the back of the car, because it's got these little clip things in it that basically hold it on the door panel. Then once you get to that point, you can take the cables off, and all that's going to do is you need to basically spin. There's going to be a cable that goes up through this little part here, the little hole. It just goes right up through there, and all this piece does is swing around and clips onto the cable to make sure it locks. All you need to do is push this piece back. It can be a little tricky. Make sure not to break it, because if you break it, then you have to try and find another little clip thing, and they're a headache. But you can lift up on this top part right here and push up just enough to get it around the rod / cable, and then basically take your little piece straight out. It comes out, and you'll do the same thing on this one. One faces upward and one faces downward. Then once you get to that point, you can be sure to put this piece on first, the plastic piece, and then go back and do your cables. Put your cables in second, because if you do your cables first, you won't be able to get it to slide where it needs to slide to actually lock in on the car. And then from there, you can just kind of, put this stuff back, tear it off, whatever.